So we don't get any interruptions. Want to make sure we introduce the Orange Bowl communications staff. Larry Wall just left the room as I was introducing him, so that was perfect timing. Larry, thank you. And the rest of his staff who's rolling around is Noah Scharfman, Robin Previs, and Brett Breckheisen. So you can make sure you see them. They're in the back of the room if you have any questions for anything related to communications. There are also members of the Orange Bowl committee who are with us today. They are easily identifiable in their orange coats. We want to welcome them here. Tom Bailey is here, Mark Doucette, Barry Johnson, Sarah Harold, Gary Carell, and Vicki Matthews. So thank you to all of you for joining us here today as well. The media hospitality room is in 1255 in this hotel. It's open at 6 o'clock every night. Just got a few more messages to get through real quick, all right? There's a casino party on Tuesday night at 7:30. All of your significant others are welcome to that. We hope you'll join us for that. The media workroom, located one floor above us in this room. Duffy Sports Bar, if you're looking for somewhere to go for lunch, offers a 10% discount with your credential. And then I want to introduce a couple members of the West Virginia Athletics Communications staff. Mike Montoro. Is Mike here? He just stepped out as well. My timing is perfect today. And Mike Fergale. So Mike is now right at the door. So they obviously can handle many of your questions having to do with West Virginia. West Virginia's practice is closed today. There is a team beach party from 2 to 6 at the Fontainebleau Hotel. The first 15 minutes of that is open for photos. So with that, Coach, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Thank you for sitting through that. I appreciate that. I do want to introduce Jeff Casteel, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia, and we'll open up. You now have been here for a few days in South Florida. How is your team adjusting to getting ready for a bowl game?
Well, I think they're obviously excited. We got a chance to practice for the first time yesterday, and so they're excited to get down. The weather's nice, obviously, and they get their sweat going. It's warm for them, but they did a nice job yesterday.
All right, perfect. What we'll do is if you raise your hand, we've got a microphone that can roam the room and come over and just state where you're from and your question. So we'll now open it up to questions.
Ed Owens, Dominion Post. How you doing,
I know
Coach?
you, Ed.
I guess if we could start talking about the safeties. Losing Terrence, last time we talked, we didn't know that Terrence was going to be out. How that's going to affect your guys' game plan going in and with Wes, and I guess what you're doing safety-wise.
Well, we're still going to work Wes and Shaquille, Shaq Petaway, and go with those guys, and we'll still work those two kids the next 2 or 3 practices, and they're both going to play. So, that's what happens when you get an injury. A kid has to step up, and the next guy goes. And I know that they're excited to play, and we've been through those situations before, so those guys will be ready to go.
Do you lean more on guys like Ian and Darwin, who have kind of been there and been in the lineup all year, to help bring these guys along this week?
Yeah, I think that the key is letting the kids get in and get settled in. It's for some of these kids, obviously this is a big game for them, and once they get in and settle in, they're going to find it's no different than any of the other games that they've played. But our kids our leaders will settle those guys down, and they'll be ready to play.
Thanks.
Also want to make sure that everyone knows that in the room just in front of me behind you is where the players are going to be. We'll open up that room in about 10 minutes. Those players are Bruce Irvin, Julian Miller, Najee Good, Keith Tandy, and Ian Smith.
Hi, Jeff, Tom D'Angelo from the Palm Beach Post. Could you talk about Sammy Watkins, what makes him so good, and what you guys need to do to try to slow him down?
Well, he's really fast. He's really athletic. Great player. Probably the best kid we've seen, I think. I mean, he may be as good as there is in the country as a freshman. He has the ability, and they do a great job of getting him the football in a bunch of different ways. Obviously, they're going to throw him the ball, but he'll get it as a running back, and they're going to screen him. They're going to throw the ball down the field, and he goes up and gets it. But I think his speed and athleticism are really what probably separates him from guys, and what we can do to stop him is we're going to have to know where he's at. But the problem with Clemson is they have about 3 or 4 other guys, you better know where they're at too. So, you know, they're going to present some challenges, and they have a quarterback that I think really does a great job. Taj does a wonderful job of moving in the pocket and keeping things alive. You know, he's really talented, and so we'll have our hands full trying to defend all those guys. And Sammy is probably at the forefront of our thoughts, but you know, there's 3 or 4 other guys that have the ability to give us problems.
Right in front of you, 3 rows back.
Coach Jeff Jenkins from Metro News. When you first came to West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, you didn't start with the 3-3 stack, right? And then you went to it the second year. Is that right?
Yeah, we were more of an 8-man front,
Right.
And Rich
Right.
wanted us to get into the odd front, and so we learned that. Went and learned that from Wake Forest, and we've been in it for the last whatever.
Can you talk about
19
the
years.
evolution of it? Coach Sweeney said yesterday some teams dabble in it. You guys are committed to it. Can you talk about the evolution of that defense at West Virginia?
Well, it was, I think when we first came here, Rich, we thought that we'd be able to maybe get a niche in recruiting where we weren't having to go and recruit some of the 3 techniques. We thought it might be easier to get the tweener-type kids, linebacker, the 6'2", 185, 190, 200-pound kid, and let them grow into, 230, 35-pound kids that could run. And so we tried to get a niche that way defensively, along with Rich bringing in the spread and trying to get a niche offensively that way. And it's kind of grown from that. And we can morph into a lot of different things, I think, out of it. And so it's been good to us. You know, we've over the last 8, 9, 10 years, we've been fairly consistent, and so it's been good for us.
Down here in the front row, all the way to the right.
Kevin Kinder, Blue and Gold News. Jeff, can you discuss Shaq Rawls' progress from the start of the year to where he is right now, and what kind of role you see for him in the game?
Well, he's played a lot for us the last couple ball games, and he's really developed a lot. I think, again, it would have helped us to have him in the spring a little bit. He was raw, but he's a big kid. Played well for us in the South Florida game, and we'll need him to give us reps Wednesday night.
Has his progress mostly been technique, learning the defense? Where has he come the furthest?
The technique. I mean, he's still learning the game a little bit, and but Kurlav's done a really great job with him, bringing him along technique-wise. But that's what it is. I mean, as far as he's a 0 nose, so he's not going to do a whole lot other than try to demand a double team. But that requires a lot of technique.
Right in the middle of the section.
Drew Rubenstein, Dominion Post. Jeff, a lot of people have said it's sometimes hard to know exactly how your team's going to perform in a bowl game because of the long layoff, and you guys are going to be off obviously more than a month before you kick it off. What are the biggest challenges when you have that much time off?
Well, I agree with that, and I think that's it's tough. I think you worry about your tackling, obviously, and the timing. A lot of times, you sometimes you come back and are a little bit better than what it was when you left off a month ago. But it's a layoff for the kids. But I also think that they need some time to heal up, and it's a fine line of trying to keep them interested and not overdo it, especially early when you're doing a game plan and those type of things. So, but I think our kids have been focused and have done a good job. Our practices have been good, and there's been good effort in them. The focus has been good. So hopefully that'll translate into playing well Wednesday night. But again, when you're off a month and a half between games, who knows what's going to happen?
Have you learned from past bowl experiences certain schedules or certain things that work better than other things?
You know what? I think if anybody had a perfect way of doing it, everybody would have copied it. And this is a copycat profession. Everybody be doing the same thing. Nobody would lose a bowl game. But I think it depends upon the kids, and I don't know that there's any perfect way of doing it, but you have to have, number one, you have to have really good football players. You have to have really focused football players. You have to have some strong leadership from your football team, and I think those will matter more. Those things matter more probably than what a schedule does.
Over here on the left on the aisle.
Coach, a lot of turmoil. Oh, Dieter Kurtenbach with the Orlando Sentinel. A lot of turmoil over the last year with the coaching staff and the turnover to Dana, and obviously a very strong personality. Can you talk about the coaching staff's adjustment to Dana's personality as a coach?
Well, I think that from a defensive perspective, we're doing what we've done at West Virginia for 8-9 years. So I don't think any of that's really changed a great deal. And in terms of offensively, the up tempo and those things, I think we were accustomed to that. We had done that when Rich was here, and we did it with Coach Stu. Also changed the tempo a little bit. So I don't think any of those things have really have been that big of an issue.
Second row, a little bit to your right.
Jen Menendez, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Hi, Jeff.
Thanks, Jen.
When Taj Boyd, I know you're obviously familiar with him from watching and when he was originally recruited to West Virginia. I mean, what makes him such a special player? What makes him so dynamic out there?
Well, he obviously has a strong arm, and I think he really does a great job in the pocket, avoiding things and keeping plays alive. He's athletic. He's a big kid that can run, and they will use him and design runs as they in short yardage or get down to the in the red zone. And so he's a kid that can do everything, throw the football and also make plays with his feet. Really a strong arm. He's got great confidence, I think, and he's really played extremely well down the stretch, which and you can see the confidence level with him. And again, he's got a strong cast of guys to spread the ball out. So he's really a good football player, and he's going to continue to get better. And you can see him improve as the year has gone on.
Larry, are we clear to open the player interview room? All right, we're going to go ahead and open that up. We'll keep Coach up here for some more questions, but if you want to go get some of those players, you can do that now. Once again, the players are Irvin, Miller, Good, Tandy, and Smith. So we'll give the room a moment or two to clear. No, we can get the microphone up there. Oh, okay. Do you want to get your question real fast before we'll do it right now? Okay, bring that microphone back there. We'll do it right now.
Hi, Coach. Chip Fontanazza from
Chip?
Metro News. Today, Clemson receiver DeAndre Hopkins is scheduled to practice after his car accident. How much does that change your game plan if he goes or doesn't go?
Well, I mean, obviously he's another outstanding player for them, and if he can, we're going to assume that he can play, and so it's unfortunate that those things that happen. Hopefully the kid will be okay and be able to play, but I mean we're assuming that he will play.
Look around the room a few more moments for any more questions for Coach.
Jeff.
Hey, sorry, one more. Hey, Coach, I heard one of the reporters that covers Clemson, we were talking to him last night, and he said they like to run the power game and throw it to the tight end. Two things you love to hear, right?
Right. Well, you know what? They have an outstanding. They really have two outstanding tight ends, and and again they have the ability to spread the ball out throughout their offense, and they're very balanced in what they do, and they're unorthodox in what they do in terms of formations and the way they deploy their kids and try to gain numerical advantages against you defensively. So they're a challenge. They're a challenge not only because they're very skilled. They're a challenge because of their scheme and the way they attack you.
Any other questions for Coach Casteel? All right, Coach, you're free to go. Good luck in the Discover Orange Bowl.